Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew Stott, I'm the Emperor of Stomaria, and today I'm very pleased to announce that the Empire of Stomaria now owns private freehold land in the form of a protectorate, which we have called Southwood. So this video is a little bit rushed, which is why my hair looks a bit fluffy, because I've literally just jumped out of the shower having received the news that the solicitors have done their job, and we have now officially purchased Southwood, which is a quarter-acre plot of land that was previously owned by the Kingdom of Wayward. They have sold it to us, the Empire of Stomaria, to the imperial family. They will still be governing that territory for the foreseeable future, and so because it's private freehold land, but it's governed by the highest authority of another micronation, in accordance with our sort of governance structure, it is classed as a protectorate. The Kingdom of Wayward itself remains an associated state of Stomaria, but their territory is going to be in the north, specifically Scotland. I don't think that's a state secret any longer, but they are moving further afield, obviously far away from where we are based at the moment. But so that will be their main hub of operations, but they will still be utilising Southwood in some small capacity. However, because we now own the territory, plans are going to be in motion as to what that territory is going to be used for. I'm actually going to be meeting with King Raoul on Saturday, so where are we now? So 2 days' time. All being well, I'll be travelling down to Southwood to discuss exactly what we're going to be doing. We might even do a live stream, we might have some photos taken or a video taken there, just to showcase the plans for the territory. And I'm very giddy about this. I'm very excited because Stomaria has waited over 3 years now for this moment, where we can say with absolute confidence that we are the holders of private freehold land. Now, obviously, myself and Samantha as individuals, we already own our home, for instance, but this is not considered Stomarian territory. So this will be the first land that has been confidently allocated to Stomaria and the Stomarian community, because, as I say, the Kingdom of Wayward as an associated state, while their support and inclusion within the Empire of Stomaria is immensely valuable, it's still land, private freehold land, that isn't directly controlled by the imperial family. So there is always that not a risk as such, but the potential for them to break away for one reason or another, which would take out a chunk of territory of the Empire of Stomaria. Whereas with private freehold land that is directly owned by the imperial family, there is a lot more security in that, I suppose, is what I'm getting at. Now, the use of the actual land, as I say, I'm going to be having this discussion with King Raoul on Saturday, but I've already sent some frantic messages to him only a few minutes ago, just letting him know that what I would like to do is try to utilise the land in a way that isn't utilised where the Kingdom of Wayward is going to have its main base of operations. That is to say, if they are producing an abundance of potatoes and rhubarb and herbs and all the rest of it, if they're producing massive quantities of that, then that's not something that we want to necessarily focus on ourselves, because the idea is that each territory and each of the micronations involved in the Empire of Stomaria, if they're all producing the same thing, then there's no reason to engage in trade with one another. But if we all focus on a particular commodity, a product, in particular, not to say they can't delve into what other micronations involved in the Empire of Stomaria are also getting up to, but if they place more of their focus and time on producing things that other micronations either aren't producing or can't produce for whatever reason, I think that would be far more beneficial for the internal trade network that we're looking to develop. So, for example, the land that they will hopefully be purchasing before too long will be able to accommodate, for example, large swathes of agrarian lands that would accommodate, say, alpacas or sheep, if they really wanted to. And then obviously from that you could get wool, both sheep wool and alpaca wool. Or if I had the conversation about them producing an abundance of wheat, for example, in that neck of the woods with such a wide open space, lots of sunshine and all the rest of it, has the potential to grow, oats or wheats and that sort of thing. And then maybe they can produce their own breads and all that jazz down there. Whereas obviously with the Protectorate of Southwood, having sheep and alpaca in the woodland, it just isn't very practical. And certainly in terms of growing crops, it's out of the question, really, because there's just not enough sunlight and space to be able to do that. So we might focus on things which prefer more woodland-like surroundings, or plants and vegetables and fruits that can survive with smaller or limited amounts of light. Certainly in the way of like potatoes and rhubarbs, they've grown particularly well in Wayward in the past, or certainly surpassed many of the other fruits and vegetables and all the rest of it that they've tried in the past. But as I say, I'm going to have that conversation with King Raoul to see what we can do. And I'm going to actually hop online before too long and have a look at some like raised beds, like flat pack raised beds, because the soil out southward is relatively acidic, which is why the pine trees thrive there. So if we want to grow anything that does not enjoy acidic soil, we're going to have sort of raised beds in order to have soil, compost and all that jazz, either imported or created at Wayward, in order to grow appropriate fruits and vegetables there. And I'm just very excited about all this. I mean, it's because it's happening now. We can actually, instead of putting pen to paper, we can get out there and actually do what we set out to do, even if it's every so often and in very small incremental ways, ways in which a lot of people might already have done or continue to do. But for us, it's a real milestone, because we've always argued that for micronations like Stomaria, the need for private freehold land in order to promote your values and objectives is absolutely crucial. And I've said this from day one, and this is the reason why we don't claim land. We might claim sovereignty over a particular territory, as we do with Southwood, but that is because we own that land, because we have control and authority over that land to some degree or another. Obviously, we can't just chop all the trees down, build a house, and put two fingers up at the end of put two fingers up to the rest of the world. But it is our land, and we can utilize it for certain things. Whereas you can't do that with public parks or large towns and cities or the surface of the moon, which are all things that some micronations claim as territory. But that all aside, we'll also be looking to establish our little fortification, which I've gone through in a previous video, in that we're going to have this, I don't know what you would call it, a fort or a palisade sort of style structure. I'm going to put it down, it's for the kids, but it's not, it's actually for me. it sort of harks back to the days in which we had similar fortifications when me and my siblings were much younger, and it was sort of it's sort of drawn inspiration from there. And I think going forward, we want to, for each territory that we acquire, maybe establish a little fort with a little a pole or something in it, and have the Sumerian flag there. You know, be a little Sumerian fortification saying this is our land, and it sort of I suppose ties into the anthem. You know, we'll defend our land, and that sort of aspect to it. You'll have to forgive me. I'm very giddy at the moment because it's all very exciting, and this is a very much you know, last minute off the cuff video. I'm half expecting Empress Samantha and Princess Eleanor to burst through the door any moment now and interrupt the video, so I won't ramble for too much longer. So yeah, I just wanted to put it out there that the Empire of Stomaria now has private freehold land to its name, a small quarter of an acre plot, formerly of the Kingdom of Wayward, but you know, it is definitely something that we are very proud to announce and to celebrate this milestone, because we are gradually accomplishing everything that we set out to do. The acquisition of private freehold land, the utilization of sound money in the form of silver and gold as a medium of exchange, to be able to recruit citizens to and have a you know, an active support base on that front, people that contribute regularly to the wider Sumerian community, either through actual activity or through financial contributions. You know, we are forming meaningful trading relationships and associations with micronations around us that share our vision. We are gradually just ticking all of these boxes, and it's very exciting to see. And I very much look forward to seeing how far we can go with it, how many more plots of land around the British Isles and potentially elsewhere in the world that we can acquire and have utilized by not just members of the Sumerian community in the sense that of direct Sumerian citizens and Sumerian nobles, but also the leaders and highest authorities of other micronations that have been incorporated into Sumeria, if they're in close proximity to it, particular territories, as is the case with the Kingdom of Wayward at the moment with Southwood. They can govern that territory, they can utilize that territory, and you know, produce their own foods and their own energies and all the rest of it. And yeah, this is just the start of something truly fantastic, and I'm very excited to see how far we can take this. So if you wanted to become a part of the Sumerian community, which for the first time in over 3 years, I can confidently say we are a micronation by our own standards. We're no longer a conceptual project. We have that land at last. So if you want to become a part of our community and help us to take things to the next level, if you wanted to get involved, if you wanted to become a governor of a particular territory going forward, if you wanted to come and, I don't know, work the land in some way in order to benefit from the produce that we can generate, if you want to become a part of the Imperial Guard, if you want to become a minister, if you think you're qualified for those sorts of roles, if you want to get involved in some way, then do not hesitate to let us know, because you know, I'm in an exceptionally good mood now, but we're always looking for more people to get involved, to play a part in the growth and the development and the expansion of this micronational empire that we are establishing, this empire of trade, of commerce, and of enterprise, where micronations from all around the United Kingdom and Europe and indeed the world. I mean, we have citizens in the United States, we have citizens in Mexico, we have citizens in New Zealand, some of which are micronational leaders in their own right. But some have formed a part of Stomaria and some have not, but some just want to support us as leaders of another micronation which doesn't have any formal affiliations with Stomaria, which again is terrific, and I think a testament to the fact that we have quite a wide and varied support base out there. People who don't necessarily want to be affiliated directly with Stomaria, in the sense they want their micronation integrated into the Empire of Stomaria, but whose leaders nevertheless want to support what we're doing by becoming citizens, and I think that's great. But I'm going off on a tangent. This was supposed to be the finale. Right, so if you wanted to become a part of the Stomarian community, then please feel free to do so through our Patreon campaign, the link of which I shall leave in the description below as always. You can also find the details of the other Micronations that form a part of the Empire of Stomaria in the description below as well. But otherwise, if you did enjoy this video, please feel free to give it a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.